Good morning. So I'm going to make the Swedish coffee bread to bring into work. How long does it typically take to rise?
It took a really long time. How about this? How about I make some Swedish coffee bread and stick it in the fridge and we'll try it that way. So if I do the bread and test it out, should I let it rise the first time and then put it in the freezer?
No, it doesn't say anything. Rising a second time. Are we confusing that with kitten's bread?
Which one are you reading from? If you're reading from the newer version of the Larson cookbook, it's a crappier recipe.
No, this is on the back of the breadboard.
Old recipe book, it explains it better, and that's the one I want to see if it says rise a second time. Otherwise, I have been doing it wrong. The breadboard was Boompa, and I'm just saying, I might go with Mom's handwriting, which it says, shape into 2 braids and let rise again. Not gonna lie, I'm also kind of happy that there's there's multiple recipes out there. Sure, which one's accurate? I don't know. I've never timed it. I don't know how long it takes. I'm definitely going to make it today and let it rise the first time, and I'm going to time all this crap down, and then I'm going to try freezing it, and I'm going to try refrigerating it.
Do you think this freezing idea, if this pans out with the Swedish coffee bread, will it work for kitten's bread too?
It could be a game changer.
I have begun making the bread. Timer's done. I'm proving my yeast too. All right, question though. I'm using butter and the recipe says margarine.
Don't buy margarine. Gross.
I wonder, does bread flour make a significant difference when you're making bread? I buy 1% milk because I got scolded by the doctor for not feeding my children fat milk. I wish I had a mortar and pestle, by the way.
I do love a mortar and pestle.
I found this. If you can believe it, it was by all my coffee shed.
I am at the rising stage. I put butter in it always. I put whole milk in it because that's what we have in here. And I use regular flour. So,
Kim, you rise in your oven?
yeah, that is a little trick I do. You know, a small pot of water to boil, and then you dump that into a metal pan and put it on the bottom rack. And then your next highest rack, you put the bread. It's in a very warm, steamy environment.
What do you grease your bowl with? I remember now. Do you just spray it with the cooking spray? Do you use some vegetable oil or what?
Just Pam. And then a tea towel on top. You know, or just if you don't have a tea towel, which is just that really light one, I guess just a dish towel. I don't know. I like to give it a good shake, get the dog hair off it, be real fancy.
Awesome. That's fantastic, Kim. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, and we're back.
Here's my milk and butter mixture. And now I'm about to start adding flour and the eggs.
I just realized there's another thing that I do that's probably weird. Another thing that I do is I take that hot, supposed to be lukewarm, but it's more than lukewarm, and I mix that with flour, like some of the flour till it gets, thicker, and it cools it down a little bit, and then I add that yeast mixture.
I'm going to measure out one of what will approximately be 6 cups of flour. Do you like I'm wearing my Irish apron as I'm making Swedish coffee bread? Wooden spoon. Mix this. What the fuck? Why did that look blue for a second? Thank God I'm not on the Big Family channel yet. That would have been cause for a deletion. Oh. For a second, I thought my spoon was dirty with paint or something. It looked really bizarre.
Sometimes when I'm on with you two, or I'm on with Amy, or with Betsy, I like to think about how that one time when I thought I was Marco Poloing Amy, but I was Marco Poloing all of you, and I dropped not one curse.
It was a well-placed F-bomb, by the way, though. You know, it would have been forgiven.
Oh, yep, brilliant. I'm sorry, I'm getting dressed off camera. You're welcome.
As I'm adding them in my yeast mixture, see? How careful are you to get all of that in there? And I will tell you, that's one thing that annoys the crap out of me when you watch a cooking show. When they just like kind of dump the stuff in there.
I feel the same way. It drives me bananas when they don't scrape the bowl.
Okay, yes, that drives me nuts. All right, so just added in my second cup of approximately 6. And I'm guessing I'm going to have to do at least one more till I get the consistency of cake batter. And you'll see I pulled out first edition Mom's handwriting recipe to go off of here. So I don't make a whole heck of a lot of many cakes. But after 3 cups of flour, I'm thinking my thing doesn't work, but I'm also thinking this is way too thin for cake batter. I'm gonna have to add the fourth of approximately 6 cups.
I just realized I didn't measure my flour.
What? Okay, kitten. I just spit. I hope that didn't go into the bread.
I don't think it did.
Okay, good.
You're a shitty cookbook author, Kim. When I baked bread in, where did I live? Colorado. I couldn't remember where I lived. Panic at the Disco. But when I baked bread, I mean, even when you bake like brownies in Colorado, it's super weird and like distorted, and the baking temperature has to be down because it's got to be in there longer, and you have to have more moisture but not too much moisture, and there's just like a million freaking complications. It was so dry in the mountains. It's just dry, kind of like my feet.
Do you ever go heavy on the cardamom? I accidentally just did.
What's cardamom?
Cardamom is this shit right here that smells amazing.
Maybe we should make a cooking show, and it can just have like superfluous cursing for, you know, you could say things like, sometimes I double up on the cardamom. That's the shit that smells good.
Or we could do it Brady Bunch style, where there'd be like a split screen of like 4 different locations. You get Mom's version, you get my version, you get Katie's version. Everybody could be doing it slightly different. And then,
I think that's a fantastic idea for a cooking show.
Dude, I would do that in a heartbeat with you two. We could start with pomegranate opening. We wouldn't even need to bake anything first. We could just do a full-on split screen. It's including Mo and her buying the bin.
And then, at the end of the show, like that last, 45-second little slot as the credits are rolling, we can talk about how the kids these days are watching those crazy videos of, what's that guy's name? Post Malone and all that nonsense.
Stephen picked his head up and giggled, Kim, when you said Post Malone. He thinks it's hilarious that I love Posty. Post Malone is to Katie as Cher is to Kathy.
Ooh. Who am I gonna pick? Who's my Post Malone? Kimberly, I think you're Lori McKenna.
No. Can't be Lori McKenna because she's totally normal. You have to pick somebody who outwardly is like, wait, what? Mom likes Kris Jenner? Ooh, that would have been better than Post Malone. Who is that person you keep in your closet? You don't want people to know you actually like.
Well, that's an excellent point, Katie. Who is Kim's Post Malone?
Kids these days. hear anything.
Here's the problem. When you try to put your lab in the back of your car and your son didn't bring his cello in.
What do you talk? Cello? He plays cello?
Yeah, dude, he totally plays the cello.
This is whose house? My house. Whose house? My court. My house. This is. Well, he's weird enough for me to be listening to it. That's weird for me to be listening to him, is what I mean.
You know, Kim, John Prine, that one song of John Prine's is pretty damn funny. And you let some people know that they might look at you a little differently to say you like that song, that you even play it on your uke.
Well, then it's perfect. Like, Mom watching Cher in that outfit on that Navy ship. Woo!
That's why I was saying, like, Lori McKenna couldn't be your postie, because she'd never be caught dead dancing on a Navy ship in a frigging see-through thong. You gotta look that one up, Stephen. Go on YouTube. Share If I Could Turn Back Time.
Hey, here's a question. I might have hit start before or after I started talking. Stupid. Okay. Here's the question. Has anybody made the dough in a mixer? Maybe I should do that. Maybe that'll be part of my video for our cooking show. You could put me in the back corner like they always do with on like fitness videos. People are like jumping back and forth and somebody's just like stepping back and forth. I'll be that girl. And I'll use my mixer to knead my bread dough. What do they call it? I will modify what it actually means to bake Swedish coffee.
Freaking cooking show is getting better and better with each little addition we're coming up with. Kieran's got the modified version. Kim wings it. I am very, like, it says 6 cups of flour and I had to put 7 in. And I've probably added another cup as I'm kneading. This is freaking me out.
Can we seriously think about doing this? They would love it. Mom and Dad would find it hilarious.
I've been eating for 8 minutes. And because I'm extra, I'm going to go the last 2. 8 to 10 minutes, it says. This here's a good workout.
I mean, my triceps might be a little floppy, but think of how much shit I've gotten done while you've been standing there pushing on dough.
I'm at an hour and I think it said 6 minutes. And I am nearly double. Dare I say nearly double? I mean, I think it is. So, I don't know why it would have taken... I hope this doesn't mess up your bread for tomorrow. Oops.
Well, now that does have me a little concerned. Should I maybe take out the pan of water and still stick it in the stove? Oven?
That's what I'm thinking.
I guess this is a crapshoot. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in the oven without the pan of water. I'm going to take the water out.
You could totally just use a towel, but if you do, you have to shake the dog hair off of it.
In fact, I got distracted training the dog, and I totally let it overrise the second time. Oh well, it's still going to taste great. So I took the other half, and I made it into 2 loaves.
The moment of truth. Oh. Holy shit. Do you think that even doubled yet? I don't think that's even double.
That is crazy that it didn't even double yet.
I got the 2. So I did half the dough halved again. So this is each a quarter of the dough braided. Here's my other one. And I'm hoping while this one bakes, because I don't have 2 ovens, that she doesn't fart out on me. Okay. The 2 little guys, and they'd already gone too far. Here's the big one. There she is. And she looks beautiful. And I even got the stick of butter here so I don't forget to take it. Plus it'll be nice and soft. And now I bought this because it made me think of Kurt. Why I know that line 39 is his favorite. But I opened it and had a little bit, and now I'm going to have a little bit more and go back to bed. What are you doing up here, cat? Anyhow, so big loaf, she came out good. Little loaves, they tasted delicious, by the way. Because of course I cut into them. I love that. Mom and Spud and Emily already responded saying that they were laughing out loud at it. It is pretty darn funny. I wish I could have done it even better.